Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 3 of my team here on F1 2021. We're going to jump straight in before we get into the Monaco weekend. We've got lots of developments on the way, but unfortunately we had another engine component failure. So we're just going to jump straight into the weekend and see if we can bounce back from the last one. So here we are at the end of our race strategy practice program. It's been a bit of a mission to get 3 laps, and oh, that's a big slide out of Anthony Noakes, but we just managed to keep it green. So we quit while we're ahead here. We go straight into a quali sim instead. Around the streets of Monaco, we're expecting P20, to be honest. I'm not hopeful. It's not a great line through Saint-Devote, and we're heading up through Beau Rivage. It's a lot of understeer through this corner here, which is where I've been struggling with it pretty much the whole race weekend. Bit of a slide there through Casino. Slightly too late on the brakes into Mirabeau, which means that we've got a bit of a compromised line. Oh, we've taken the hairpin terribly there, so it's a bit wide. That's horrific. Basically, the whole of Sector 2 has been a nightmare so far. So now we're heading down into the tunnel, see if we can't salvage some time. We're almost a second down on our target time already, so we're not doing very well here. Apparently that's not a corner cut, so we take it, but it's not exactly gained us a lot of time. It's only gained us a couple of tenths. Into Tabac, not the greatest there. Apparently it was a clean sector, but we move. Tap the barriers on Swimming Pool, bit of a slide on Swimming Pool exit, down into Rascasse, on the power into Anthony Noakes. Bit of a slide again, and we've ruined it. So we end up over 2 seconds down on our target time.
Today. Let's have your take on it.
Oh god, media interviews, here we go.
It's the start of the season. How do you think things are going to go for you?
Well, we're just going to big up the team.
Got really unlucky out there today. Who's to blame for that failure?
This is one thing I don't get about the game, is it keeps asking you about the previous race's engine failures. You'll see that again later on. But we're going to use this opportunity to introduce you to the new feature of quick practice mode, which means you don't actually have to drive the car, which around Monaco is, well, that's pretty phenomenal for me because it means I can actually get some resource points without doing anything really. Of course there's a bit of, we'll say chance, bit of dice rolling involved here, but we've got 2 whole practice sessions to do and 70% success, but we failed it twice in a row, which has cost us a lot of time here. But we eventually get that one done, and that leaves us with just one more to get done for that program, which we get done on the first go. So we're heading into the qualifying program. We get that one done, so that's something I probably wouldn't have managed if I was driving the car. ERS system failure. We've only got enough time to do the 1 in 4, but again, that fails. So no time left in FP2, which means we just skip on to FP3. So we go straight back in, trying to get the MGUH on a 70%, but again, that fails. So we just rerun it. We get it on the second go. We're going to go for the 50-50, and luckily that works for us. So we're on to qualifying program, and we're just trying to get these last few. So apparently, we're good enough to get the purple on qualifying time, and now we're just trying to do 50-50. We fail it twice, and we've got insufficient time for anything. So, but that was a lot more points than we otherwise would have got. As you can see, we've got 7 development boosts from us and 2 from our teammate. A lot more points. Another thing is that the percentages on the development boosts don't seem to apply in the correct order, which is quite annoying because it'll go up and then it'll start lower and then go up again. So just something I think the Codemasters need to work on a little bit there. And we are team level acclaim 4 heading into qualifying, which we'll get into right now.
All set. Everyone clear? Car to track.
So here we are on our first flying lap, and just as we start, we've got Alonso coming out of the pits, which is not helpful on our run into Saint-Devote. Take a bit of an aggressive line through there, questionable to say the least. Heading up the hill now. Really don't like this section of track, very bumpy. Again, understeer on the car, not helping us out there. So the whole of Sector 1 is just a bit understeery, bit slow, heading in through Mirabeau. Now down into the hairpin. Can we take this a bit better than we have before? That's a lot better than we've taken it previously. Now just down into the tunnel. Got to get this one right to make sure you get a good launch. That's not too bad. Love the visual glitch there of a glowing car. Bit of a slide through the tunnel. Late on the brakes down into the chicane. Oh, we've tapped the barrier with the rear. That's it. That's lap over. So we're just going to finish it off because we need to put a time on the board, I suppose. It'll give us a delta time for when we do lap 2. Oh, that is a horrific exit of the swimming pool chicane there. So now down into Rascasse. Very close to the barriers there. Into Anthony Noakes. DRS open. Power it to the line. And yeah, not a great lap there, but we jump straight into the second lap. And we're already gaining time up through Saint-Devote, up through the hill. It's just this corner we take it a bit, and then we get a bit greedy on the power and it sends us wide. So we have to compensate for that into turn 4, down into Mirabeau. Again, not the greatest line. Into the hairpin. That's not terrible. The whole of Sector 2's not been too bad. As you can see, we're already 6/10 up on our previous time there. Can we avoid sliding through the tunnel? That's much better. Don't let the rear get away from us. Late on the brakes, don't hit the inside wall this time. That's good. Still not a corner cut, so it's fine. 1.6 seconds up heading into Tabac. Okay, Sector 3 now, swimming pool chicane. Be aggressive, but not too aggressive. Yellow flag up ahead. Oh, that must be Mazepin. Late on the brakes into Rascasse. Quick on the power. Anthony Noakes. Don't lose it. Nice. DRS open. Power to the line. And 1.8 seconds faster than last time. Unfortunately, though, that was not enough to see us through into Q2. As you can see, Charles Leclerc topped Q1. But we have finished all the way down in P18. But we did beat our teammate by 2/10, so that's not terrible. Oh, more interviews. Oh, God.
How will not making Q3 affect your strategy tomorrow?
I don't get why you're expecting me to make Q3 in the first place, to be honest. This is my 3rd race of the season, and I've DNF'd in the first 2 through engine failures.
It must be incredibly frustrating to not make it to the end of a race due to car issues. What went wrong out there?
Well, I mean, this is something you should have asked me at the end of the last race, to be honest. But we'll just say it's upsetting for everyone.
Appreciate your time.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That was how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean Sea. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco, then. It's not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo, and although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Lando Norris and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Sainz, Vettel and Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Stroll, Yuki Tsunoda and Ocon, Mick Schumacher, Russell, Kimi Raikkonen and Oldtimer, Aitken, Giovinazzi, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Right, so we're just going to have a quick look at the race strategy, see what it gives us, and to be honest, we're probably just going to stick with what we've got. We've lowered the fuel a bit just to make our car a bit lighter. And we go to 5 red lights. And we're underway here in the streets of Monte Carlo. We get a good start compared to the Alfa Romeo next to us. And Russell moves over to defend, leaves the door open, so we're able to go around the outside of 2 cars into the first corner. So we've gained a couple of good places there. Up through the hill, just trying to keep tabs with Schumacher, but the understeer kicks in again, and we're not doing too well. We take a horrible line into Casino. But because everyone's so slow, we managed a massive dive bomb down the inside of Schumacher into Mirabeau there. And we look at Tsunoda, and no, that gets shut down pretty quickly on the run into the hairpin. But let's take another look at that move on the way down into Mirabeau. So you can see from the cameras here, we just take a late lunge nicely down the inside of Mirabeau. Nothing wrong with that. So we cut to the end of lap 7, because other than that, nothing happened. A big slide on the exit of Anthony Noakes. Leaves us under pressure. We're dumping a whole load of ERS even, to
by 3.6 seconds.
Jeff's giving us an update on our teammate there, but not really sure why. Again, late on the brakes into Raskas, but we've left it too late there on the end of lap 9 here. Anthony Noakes, we've ridden the curb too much. We're under pressure again. We're dumping more ERS. Just got to try and keep Mick behind us. We are very much the cork in the bottle here, with Tsunoda already 10 seconds up the road. Again, it's Sector 3 that causes us trouble. Raskas, through okay. Anthony Noakes, not too bad, but Mick's a lot closer than he was last time. And when we don't really have the ERS to spare, so we're trying to save it. And Mick's having a look around the outside of 1. Cover that off and defend that quite nicely there. Just got to keep him behind us on the way up the hill. And then that should be it for the lap, really. But then we come to the end of Sector 2. We take a horrible line there. Big slide before we get to the tunnel. This is going to leave us under pressure here, because we have got a very slow exit. We're dumping more ERS. Mick's taking a look. He's so much closer. Can we just defend him? Can we just cover him off? We've managed to hold our position into the chicane there. And that'll do us there. But then we come later into lap 11. And we're again at Raskas. And we're desperately trying to keep these guys behind. It's a slow exit through Anthony Noakes, and that's leaving us exposed. And Mick's again going round the outside of 1. He's got his nose alongside, but we managed to just squeeze him out and shut the door before he squeezes round the outside of the apex, heading up through Sector 1. We cut to the end of Sector 2 at 12, heading into the swimming pool chicane. Really not a fan of this section. We take the curbs way too aggressively. Big slide, hold it on the exit. And then late into the brakes from Raskas. Get it right, shut it down. Make sure that Mick can't try anything there. Make sure we get the power down right. Dumping some ERS to give us a bit more of a gap to Mick there. And that'll see us through another lap, thankfully. And then we're heading into the hairpin on lap 14. See, there's just so many mistakes this game. It's all it is. It's just one mistake, and that's what costs you in this. Very slow through these 2 corners. It's not going well there. We're asking Jeff who's in front.
Okay, gap ahead is 11.
We've not paid attention to the fact that Mick has got a storming exit, and he's alongside us coming down into the chicane.
1 minute 12.9.
Completely shut the door. Probably cut that, but race control hasn't told us otherwise, so we're just going to ignore it. Oh, we've got a bit of a wobble on the exit of the swimming pool chicane there, into Raskas. Bit slow there, into Anthony Noakes again. Horrific line through that corner. Committed to the corner too early, didn't get understeer into it, so we've got Mick coming around the outside once again, but we've shut that down quickly because the barrier comes in from the left-hand side, allowing us to squeeze him out there. But he's still right behind us all the way up the hill here. We've just got to hold our line through Casino and not lose anything too drastic there. And once we've defended into Mirabeau, that's about it for this lap. But then we head into the swimming pool section again. Taking the curbs aggressive, bit of a slide. Into Raskas, not a great line there. Anthony Noakes, bit of a slide. Just feeling the wear on these tyres at this stage.
No issues with tyre
Asking
wear
if
now.
I've completely ruined my car at any point. But it's kind of compromised my line into 1 there. So we're having to defend from Mick all the way up the hill. And we've taken a terrible line through that corner. Take a better line through Casino. We're going to power too early. Oh, we've got a huge tank slapper. We just about managed to hold it. Let's see what this looks like from Mick's perspective. Coming through Casino, and we just lose it under traction. The car goes light under us, and Mick sends a dive bomb around the outside of Mirabeau, but we just about managed to hold him off. Defending into the hairpin, a very unusual thing to see in the middle of the race. Oh, surviving that one, cutting to the end of the lap now, and we've got another big slide, and Mick's taking a look into Rascasse, and we've been hit. There's been contact. Let's see what happened here. So Mick sees our big slide, thinks this is his chance, dives into Rascasse, tries the Rascasse dive bomb, but loses his whole front wing. Another slide on the exit of Rascasse, and Mick instantly dives straight into the pits.
On track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
And Jeff doing his best impression of Captain Obvious there, telling us that there's debris on the track. Through swimming pool, a lot slower that time. Oh, we've tapped the barrier on the exit. That's not good. We can't afford to do that too many times. Thankfully, it hasn't come up that we've got any damage. But again, we're slow. And another slide through the exit of Anthony Noakes. We've got Giovinazzi all over us now. And he's trying it round the outside into one.
Let's box this lap.
But we're boxing this lap. We don't want to lose a position here. We're defending all the way up through the hill now. And even George Russell's having a go at Giovinazzi. That's how slow we are. That's how much we're holding him up. Holding position through Casino. Just getting the power down into Mirabeau. Those two are still side by side behind us. Russell managing to maintain the position there, down into the chicane at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, clear.
And there's yellow flags behind us. We're concerned. We're distracted by the yellow flags. We're weaving all over the place. Let's go on board with. It's Mazepin. What's happened here? So we're on board with Mazepin and. Oh! That's a huge engine failure. Plumes of smoke out the rear of the car until the graphics decide that they don't want to show it. So let's go on board and have another look with that. And yeah, just, Alpine getting a face full of smoke there. That's going to be a tasty one. And yeah, so Mazepin is out of the race with a massive engine failure there. But we don't care. We're diving into the pits. If that causes a safety car, that's even better for us. But it doesn't look like it will. It just looks like it's going to be a yellow flag at the exit of Swimming Pool Chicane. So we're hoping for a smooth pit stop here. 2.7 is not terrible.
Go.
We maintain position in the pits, but Mick Schumacher's undercut us massively there. And now we're coming out of the pits, lap 21, and instantaneously we are hit with the blue flags. So yeah, a sign of how far our car is yet to go. We are about to be lapped for the first time here on F1 2021. We let him through at Casino, and that will be Hamilton off. And we're back with more blue flags at the start of lap 25. So it's actually helping us out quite a bit. It means we can defend from Raikkonen a lot easier, as he has to let these cars through as well. So we're just going to come through Casino, completely off the power, let Verstappen through, and then slot in behind and just maintain our position there. So through sector 2 into sector 3, we've gone late on the brakes there, but we've been close enough to Verstappen that we've actually got DRS, but we've had a bit of a slide, so we're going to have to watch out here. We might have DRS, but Raikkonen is having a look around the outside into 1. He's managed to hold it there. We're praying for the blue flags to hurry up, and here they come at the end of the next lap. But Raikkonen doesn't seem to be bothered by it at this point. He's still having a go at us. He's going to have to release himself at some point because, well, I mean, blue flags, you'll get a penalty if you don't let the car through. So he's let Bottas through now. So now we're going to try and make a nice space to let him through here. We're going to do it in a very unorthodox manner on the actual corner of Mirabeau, letting him through there. Probably not the best place to try that, but oh well.
Officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Jeff telling us there's been an incident somewhere, but we're more focused on Raikkonen behind us, having to defend again into turn 1. It seems to be it's that last sector that really does me in. Raikkonen still having a look all the way through sector 1 here. I've clouted the barrier. Oh God.
Blue flag.
Blue flags, can that save us? We're defending for our lives into Mirabeau. We've taken it wide. It's not good. Raikkonen is still there, defending all the way into the hairpin again. praying for the blue flags to hurry up here, but they don't seem to be coming. We make it all the way to Sector 3, and we get the first alert of blue flags again. So we're going through Raskas now. At this point, we're thinking we can let him through on the home straight. Nice and easy. Just don't quite give it full beans. We're at like 75% throttle, coming off. And then, there we go, slotting behind Leclerc. Take Sandoval nice and easy. Don't tap him on the rear, don't want to damage your wing.
Blue flag,
And we
blue
hit with
flag.
another blue flag. And this time I can see on the new map it's going to be for one of the McLarens. But that was a horrible exit through 3. 4's not gone great either, but we're just going to let him through like we did with Verstappen, slotting behind Norris. And we don't even get a chance to breathe. There's an instantaneous another blue flag. But this time it's for Danny Rick. So we're going to make it through the hairpin, and then we're going to go through these 2 corners, and we're just going to pull over on the exit and let Danny Rick through, and probably Carlos Sainz
Blue
too.
flag.
But Carlos Sainz has had a terrible exit there, so we're kind of we're in a bit of a no man's land, and that's not the cleanest way to let a car through, but he is through nonetheless. But we're going to send it. We're going to try and keep as close to Sainz as possible, but I've had a bit of a slap
3
there.
seconds.
We're losing time already, and we've tapped a barrier again in Sector 3. It's always the swimming pool exit that seems to get me there. We're just trying to maintain enough distance to Sainz that we can get DRS. We've got the DRS, but Raikkonen is all over our gearbox. We've tapped the wall, probably had our face taken off by a pit board there, into Sandoval, and we're heading up the hill, but Raikkonen's still there.
Blue flag
We've tapped the
conditions.
wall and we've
Create a gap
damaged
and
our
let the
front
car behind
wing.
through.
We're trying to defend. We've got understeer like nobody's business now.
Blue flag.
We've come to the end of lap 37. We're getting another blue flag. We're praying that we can just hold this position. We're going to let Vettel through so that we don't get penalised. We're going to slam on the power to shut the door in Raikkonen's face. But we're now going to have to defend for our lives this whole lap. Because Raikkonen's even having a look on the entry into turn 4. That's a very unusual place to see a pass. We're defending into Mirabeau again. Raikkonen is not giving this up. He might be 40, but you wouldn't guess it from the way he drives. Well, at least in the game, you probably would in real life. And it pops up there that Lewis Hamilton has won the Monaco Grand Prix, which means we just have to defend for the rest of this lap to get our first finish in a Grand Prix, and it'll be a P16 finish, so long as we can hold off Kimi until the line. So we're entering to Sector 3 now. Pops up again that Lewis Hamilton has won it. Thank you, game. I knew that. Heading into the swimming pool section, we just got to get this right now. Take it easy. Nice and easy through swimming pool. Take the curb. Now into Raskas on the brakes. It's a good line. We're not too bad. Bit unsteady on the power there. Bit of a slide. Anthony Noakes, nice and easy. Dumping all the ERS. We don't care about the incident on track, Jeff. We've crossed the line. And we've come home in P16.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
They've done it then. They've won here in Monaco with an emphatic performance and a victory they can be proud of for years to come. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Well, my driver of the day has to be Charles Leclerc. He was unstoppable out on the track today, weaving through the competition with ease.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
So we might have secured our first
Personnel
finish,
department
but
has
we've
requested your input
instantly
on
been
this
thrown back into a departmental event, and
Thanks.
a company has offered
I
us some new
appreciate you
gym
taking the
equipment,
time
but they
to
want
help
to
us.
replace all of it. So we're just going to accept that. We're going to take a look at our timeline, and that is the best event you can get. A funded team event gives you bonuses across the board, but that leaves us with 5 days left unspent. So we're debating what we want to do in terms of the amount of time we've got left and utilizing the most of it. So we're going to select the sponsor advertisement and the reaction training just to give our teammate a bit of a
major
boost.
issue on the
And
production
we've
line earlier
instantly
this week.
had
So the entire
a
development
failure
package for
on
weekend
the
has
spark
failed.
plugs. So
Any
we're going to have to go
redevelopments will
into
need to be
the
ordered from
R&D
the R&D
and
screen.
restart the spark plugs. So that's going to set us back another 12 days, which is not ideal, and another 262 points. So we're starting the old time advancement again. Our rear wing upper flap has come through without issue, thankfully. So we're going to go and look at the aero department in the R&D. It's unlocked a new option of the diffuser. We're just going to have a quick look, see what's available, and we'll just decide that yeah, the diffuser's probably best. We were struggling with rear downforce with the amount of times that we slid in Monaco. Back to
We're in a
advancing time.
position now where
The
we're
monocoque
able to
structure
attract a new sponsor to the
has
team.
succeeded, but
Head on over
we've
to the
received good
corporate
news
tab
that we've
and
hit a
select the
claim level
sponsor screen
5
to
as a
choose
team,
who we should
which
approach.
unlocks a new sponsor for us. So after spending about 5 minutes going through all of these, I decided to go with Zaynetto, and it's time to update the livery with our new sponsor. So we have a look at the front wing, but I don't like how it chops across the name. We decided to put them on the front wing end plate instead. They're probably going to disappear because we're going to lose the end plate at some point. We also decided we're going to put them at the top of the engine cover. Nice prominent spot for our second sponsor, and that'll do us for now. In terms of the updated livery. So we're going back to the chassis now, because we knew that the monocoque structure had finished. So let's have a look. Well, what options we've got. We've got some R&D bonuses, development discounts basically, from our time at Monaco. So we're going to have a quick look at the options here. There's the engine cover, a full 1,000 points. That's a chunky one. 36% off the heave dampers, 15% off the engine cover. Looks like we'll go for the heave dampers here. We can't say no to a discount that big. And then we'll go and advance the time,
we've had the new
and
parts come through the
straight away we've had
fabrication process.
a department
We'll
event.
have them with us
So
for the
there's
next
literally
Grand
no
Prix.
rest for us here. We don't even get a single day
We've got
off.
an
It's
issue we'd like to
things
raise.
finishing, department events going, and the chassis department has requested Aitken's presence at a recurring meeting, but he's already busy. We're going to give
The
him
department wants me to pass
we're
on
going to
their
give him
thanks for
more
helping out.
experience. I'm not sure the department will thank me for that. I've just given them a minus 20% on the
You're
old
not
morale
currently in a
boost.
rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival.
Jeff telling us that we're
Think
going to be in a
carefully on
rivalry
this
soon, but we're not
That's
really
why you'll
bothered by
receive
that.
a
We're
claim
more
for beating
focused
them,
on the fact that an
or lose a
R&D
claim if
thing's
you fail to
finished.
do so.
So we're gonna have a quick look at that one. There's another aero part. Streamlined suspension arms has finally come through. That's a success. That is good heading into Baku. And so we've got options of tertiary wing flaps or barge boards. We can't afford the tertiary wing flaps, so we set the barge boards going straight away. So that'll wrap it up for this week. Join us next time where we go round Baku.